John 15:12. Furthermore, both holy books speak about the importance of loving others like we love ourselves. None of you truly believes until he loves for his brother what he loves for himself. Hadith 13. And love your neighbor as yourself. Mark 12:31. It is worth considering that these verses cover a deeper meaning, which is that perhaps we have not known God, or true love, until we have experienced what it is to truly love another like we love ourselves, like twin flames do. Where we hurt when they hurt, where their happiness is also ours, where nothing can be hidden or denied, and where we know without a doubt that at our core we are the same. This is love. This is union. This is to know God. In the Gospel of Thomas, which unfortunately did not make the final cut of the Bible having been judged as too out there, Jesus gives us a glimpse into what the yoking together of a man and a woman truly is, as well as what the reward for such love is. When you make the two one, and when you make the inside like the outside and the outside like the inside, and the above like the below, and when you make the male and the female one and the same, so that the male not be male nor the female female, and when you fashion eyes in the place of an eye, and a hand in place of a hand, and a foot in place of a foot, and a likeness in place of a likeness, then will you enter the kingdom. Thomas 24. That's right. Reunion of the souls leads to God's kingdom. As for marriages of convenience, where do they lead us? The Bible tells us not to be unequally yoked together with unbelievers. Corinthians 6:14. For what fellowship can light have with darkness? If true belief comes from learning to love the other as we love ourselves like the Prophet of Islam stated in the hadith previously quoted, then the warning the Bible gives us is not to bind ourselves to anyone who does not have such love. Are we with someone who loves us unconditionally? Someone who sees eternity in our eyes, and feels the closeness of God just at the thought of us? Furthermore, 1 Corinthians 7:16 says, how do you know, wife, whether you will save your husband? Or, how do you know, husband, whether you will save your wife? Just because someone is your husband or wife through an earthly bond of marriage does not mean that you will be saved together. This is why it's important to trust God for the best possible plan for our lives, even if it means our lives will go in a new direction. Since God created everything in pairs, it is God that is the point of reference for the counterparts. He has set up the balance of all things, so the counterpart should only look for him to set all things in the right equilibrium. This means no rushed actions or jumps from one relationship to another in the hopes of catching the elusive twin flame. Not without first doing the work to get to know ourselves, learning surrender, becoming humble and establishing your personal relationship with God. Your priority has to be to first set things right with God, so that He can bring about the balance within your lives together if such is His will. Ultimately, what I am trying to say here is that the importance of marriage as a social contract should not never override its original purpose of true partnership, a mingling of the spirit, heart and soul of a male and a female of like nature, created together, fulfilling the divine mandate for their lives. Beyond the societal rules and restrictions that govern marriage and divorce, there is simple truth. What good is a marriage, no matter how long or fruitful, if we do not see eternity in the eyes of our spouse? True love lasts forever, beyond time and space. Beyond this lifetime into the eternal life. Into Jannah. True counterparts hold the key to each other's salvation and know that the other was sent by God to bring them home. For me, this whole existence, and certainly the twin flame journey, would be pointless if I did not believe with all my heart that one day we will cross the gates of paradise together. Just His presence, energetic, spiritual or physical, has helped make me a better person. And the love that I have come to know through Him has made me a believer. I hold fast to the promise of an eternal life together. You will be with those you love. Prophet Muhammad, boo. And I know it will be worth every moment spent apart. All I know is that my twin flame brings me closer to God. No one else can do it for me. And this is how I know he is the one. Does his marriage to another change this truth? No, not at all. First of all, meeting a twin flame does not have to destroy any marriages. Twin flames can also act as a positive, empowering force in each other's lives without engaging in a sexual relationship. An Islamic fatwa states that if we feel love for a member of the opposite sex, then the emotion itself is not the subject of questioning on the Day of Judgment. If you feel you love someone, if you have a special affinity towards them, then you cannot control your feeling. Such love is not bad. Love has to do with the heart, and it may appear in a person's heart for reasons known or unknown. Feel free to embrace it. However, when we take that love and give expression to our feelings in actions permissible only within the bond of marriage, then our action becomes forbidden. To truly love someone means to have reverence and respect for that person. If our twin flame is married to someone else and chooses to stay in the marriage, then a true twin flame will accept and embrace such a marriage as an extension of their union. This is because true counterparts know the value of the other as a spiritual person, and it is from reverence that they source the willingness to grant the beloved the spiritual space needed to freely travel his or her own path. It is for this reason that true counterparts never make any demands on each other. Their connection is unique and irreplaceable, whether they are together or not, and no amount of sex, marriage vows, babies, or years together can ever bring forth such a connection with another. It either exists organically from the offset, or it doesn't. True counterparts are always within each other, a part of each other in a way that could never render them insecure towards each other. It just is what it is. Even if one of them is married to another, they will always be reminded of their eternal promise to each other. And their union, whether here on earth or in the heavens, is always only a matter of time. Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. Ephesians 4:2-3. In my heart, I know that God brings twin flames together for so much more than just a life together as a couple here on earth. I know that if mine is showing up in my life, and I his, it means that I am being invited to step deeper into God's love and into spiritual service, to step off the wheel of incarnation and to go home. My twin flame brings me close to God. Nothing or no one can ever change this truth. That's why when my twin flame told me, I think God sent you to me and vice versa, to challenge us, to expand us and guide us to His path, to His truth, to our eternal life and salvation, to peace and serenity, this alone means more to me than any other promise of earthly marriage or life. It tells me that he is headed home, and I will be there to welcome him with open arms. Whether it be in this realm, or the next. We hope this channel has helped you discover where to start on your actual paths. It's a good karma to put a like, subscribe and share. Leave your suggestion in the field below. With all the love to you.